my name is Natalia. I'm also known as Queen of the Green, and this is my story around suicide. So I was like 18, I think I was like 18 and a half, and I got to this place where I had enough, I just didn't want to live. And I lived for 2 years as though I didn't want to live. I put my life at the stake in a million different ways. And yeah, I got to this place one night where I just thought, you know what? I'm going to do this and nobody will really know, just gonna overdose, And I wound up going to this after hours club in Edmonton. And none of my normal friend group was around to really witness me. I just decided to just keep popping ecstasy. I'm not able to recount the exact amount of pills that I ate, I'm not gonna lie, but I'd say it was pretty high. And yeah, I was basically eating them like Skittles, And I remember being in the club and it was getting really late, and there's a lot of, I felt like I was in a very vulnerable place because there was a lot of different people that were left that were kind of encroaching towards me, mainly men. And this one little raver boy, he knew me in association to our common friend, so he felt somewhat like a bit responsible for me. So he took me by the hand and he said, listen, follow me, follow me. And I'm like, okay. And we went back to this apartment, and right away it was one of the most intense feelings, very hard to describe, but it was as though it was put in a microwave, and all of a sudden there'd be a ding, and this fluid, just started pouring down through my sinuses, and I started to feel like I was drowning, in my own fluid. That place, which is, at the back of the throat, where you swallow, that felt really blocked, and it was just crazy. It was just a really crazy experience. I wound up at this lady's place, and I ate some bad ecstasy, and I had more experiences. I felt as though my spinal fluid was draining. I still to this day, I got my chest kind of pushed back into place, but my chest bone was just randomly out, I was fed some mushrooms by this man. He literally just came in, and they're just like, okay, what can we do to help this girl on this couch with her spine all messed up and her brain's all messed up, and what can we do? And he just fed me mushrooms. I saw a lot of things, a lot of things. I saw that I was supposed to become a rapper and a beatboxer, and I was supposed to help the forest to the best that I could, and a lot of things. But I knew that I was supposed to become a rapper, and that my name would be Queen of the Green. So a few days later, I met this person by a 7-Eleven, and they offered me a gig as a shooter girl at this bar, this hip-hop bar. And I was super anti-alcohol. I was a huge alcoholic before, so I kind of got into this holier than thou, I don't want to be around alcohol. But I took the opportunity, and it was this local underground hip-hop show, and I'd never gone to anything like that at all. That was that was something else. And yeah, I brought my tray, and I just told everybody, you know what, these are my shots. I'm going to put them in the fridge, and if you guys want shots by the end of the night, they will be cold. I'm going to rap. And I went outside, and, person that was the most respectable rapper in that moment, I was just let's rap. And I just started rapping. And all these people are the fuck? Our waitress is just throwing down. Our shooter girl is basically throwing down. And I'm yeah. And I also met ambiguous Troy, and Troy was just leaning back. He's just chilling in this chair, and he just signals me over, and I'm yeah. And he's if you can write me a verse in 10 minutes, I'll put you on this demo. So I'm okay. So I hit him up. I went over. I just hashed out this verse for the song called Mantra, and that was like, that's it. Like, we're putting you in the booth, and we're gonna get you to throw down this track. And I'm just like, yeah. And that was the beginning of it all, you know? Like, I actually met Troy shortly after my suicide attempt, and it was just like, Queen of the Green was just meant to be. Like, that's how it was birthed. It was birthed through that hip hop night. It was birthed through me not wanting to sell alcohol anymore. And literally, I sold all those shots that night though, but like, you know, I was done. I was done with it after. And that was the beginning of it all, like of Queen of the Green. So I'm like really grateful. I'm really stoked for this track. It's just, yeah, good medicine. But yeah, you know, happy existence.